lots to talk about. Good morning, Ben Fred.
Hey, good morning, McGraw. Yeah, what a busy time. It's you've got baseball launching. You've got XFL headed toward the playoffs. If that's your jam. The soccer team is still winning, but has taken its first loss. So there's a lot going on.
Brendan Donovan and Nolan Gorman had a good weekend when it was all said and done.
Yeah, how about that first inning yesterday? 3 home runs in the first inning. That's a good way to set a tone for a game when you're trying to take a series. And the Cardinals are waking up today going, okay, they have beaten a team that is expected to be a heavy playoff contender in their season opening series. Now they get ready to play another one in Atlanta. They're top 4 or 5 in pretty much every statistical category after 3 games, average, on-base slug. They're hitting homers. And most importantly, McGraw, they've got young guys who kind of worked this offseason to make some key swing changes in Donovan, in Gorman, and they're responding and showing that they've had success in those areas early. And that's really encouraging if you're this team, because they felt like this offense could be pretty deep and pretty dynamic. And, through 3 games against teams with pretty good pitching, a team with pretty good pitching, they've proven that they can. They score 9 runs in 2 of the 3 games and 3 more than the opponent in the middle one. That's a good start for this offense.
The Cardinals get yelled at all off season because they end up not doing anything, but they've got a great core. And just because Nolan Gorman was a rookie last year, he's going to get better, right? I mean, people look at what he did last year and think it's face value, right? I mean, these players get better. They grow. Dylan Carlson, right, finished, 3rd or 4th in Rookie of the Year balloting. They are going to get better, and so they have a whole lot of talent on that team. Yeah,
I think that Ollie really pointed to 2 guys this spring that he felt like were getting overlooked. One was Nolan Gorman. He said everybody was excited about this guy last year. He came up and he didn't have a National League Rookie of the Year type of season, but he did hit a hefty amount of home runs for a guy who didn't play all the time. And now Jordan Walker comes along and everybody gets excited about Jordan Walker, and that's right and fair, but everybody forgets about Nolan Gorman. And he was saying, don't forget about this kid, because the track record for Nolan Gorman is that he gets to a new level, he struggles for a little bit, and then he takes off. And Ollie was convinced that he was going to do that this year at the major league level. So 3 games, but you're seeing a bat that can be one that has to be in the lineup, whether it's at DH or second base. You're seeing a guy who has really been able to get to some of the pitches that he couldn't get to last year, that high heat at the top of the strike zone. And he's laying off of pitches that he can't do damage on, which is huge. The other guy was Alec Burleson, who, remember, McGraw got a cup of coffee with the Cardinals late last year, and Ollie thinks this guy's just a hitter, and they really worked with him on actually swinging less often, because at times he can get to everything, but he can't punish everything. And they've really worked with him on trying to shrink down his strike zone some so he can do more damage. And we saw, obviously, that he can have a lot of power. He muscled the ball out of the ballpark yesterday. He barely got a hold of. I mean, he's strong guy who gets great results when he squares up the baseball. So those 2 guys contributing early is validating what Ollie said. And you're right, a guy like Dylan, who I think the Cardinals still think can be a key player, is kind of in a reserve role. So I agreed with the Cardinals that position-wise, other than Contreras, which I thought they needed to go get, and they did, they didn't really need to do a ton, and that's validating itself. The question for them will be pitching.
Yeah.
And you have to give them credit. A lot of the guys that they could have added, McGraw, are injured right now. You look at Carlos Rodon with the Yankees. You look at, Verlander starting the season on the injured list. Even Frankie Montas, the guy the Cardinals could have gotten at the last trade deadline, he's hurt for the Yankees. And then you go, well, maybe they just should have kept Jose Quintana. He's on the injured list too. So it's a good reminder I include myself in this, for someone who hollered about their need to add a starting pitcher. Chances are, one of the guys they could have added this offseason could be hurt right now. And as of right now, all of the Cardinals starters are healthy except for Adam Wainwright.
Yeah. Speaking of Adam Wainwright, did he know he was going to sing the national anthem on opening day?
Did I know, or did he know?
Did he know? He knew.
He knew, yeah.
Okay.
He was one of about, I think, 4 people in the whole organization who knew. The list of guys who did not know included everybody in the press box. It included everybody pretty much in the dugout, and along that first base line with him when he was announced. The teammates didn't know. I'm kicking myself going, man, I should have known that. And then you find out after the game that Ali Marmol, the manager, didn't even know. So I didn't feel so bad. But, yeah, I think there were a small handful of people who knew that he was going to do that. And after the announcer and maybe a couple of the people who coordinated it, it was a pretty short list.
You know, it's funny because the Cardinals sent out a news release last week detailing every single thing that was going to happen for opening day. When the Clydesdales were going to show up, when they were going to leave, and I looked to see who was going to sing the national anthem, and it didn't have anybody. And I thought, well, that's weird. I wonder who's going to be singing the national anthem. And of course, you don't think anything else about it. And then, of course, they were hiding it from everybody. So
that's great. Yeah, I didn't think to. Someone should have asked. You should have asked, McGraw. You could have had the big big scoop.
Yeah.
How about Adams' week, though? I mean, he's not pitching. He wishes he was. That his groin injury is continuing to heal. But he goes from singing the national anthem on Thursday to being the celebrity coin flipper at the soccer game on Saturday. Out there in his Adam Wainwright, City SC jersey. I'm like, this guy's he's the king of the town. He's not even playing, but it's cool that Adam got that experience. You wondered, would it be kind of a bittersweet opening day because it's his last one? And, he was supposed to start in this game. The Cardinals were going to have him pitch that game Thursday. So that he got a way to contribute, that he got to make a special memory with the fans it's pretty cool.
I don't think if he would have sung the Canadian national anthem, I would have given him props. But he only sang the American national anthem, so he doesn't get all that much credit.
Yeah, well, I thought he should have sang both. But
right, exactly.
Or Tyler O'Neill, who played for Team Canada in the World Baseball Classic, could have perhaps. Maybe that's what we should do. And no offense to the elementary school children who get to cycle through Busch in the summer and sing the national anthem. That's a great experience for them. But it would be kind of fun to have I'm thinking something like the Voice version of Cardinals national anthems, where all of the players have to sing one, and then we vote on a playoff round, and then maybe the winner gets some sort of a limited record deal or something like that. I kind of like the trend here. I think maybe we should get some more players up there and see how they can do. That's a hard song to sing, McGraw.
Oh my goodness, really hard.
You also got to remember, I'm sure have spoken in large places where there's stadium type speakers. There's feedback. So sometimes when we hear, you'll see somebody interviewed after a big win and they'll be like, why do they sound so weird? It's because they can hear their echo in the stadium. Mm-hmm. And Adam handled that really well. I don't know that he's going to be I don't know that he's going to be selling any best-selling records. We'll see. I hate to undersell Adam Wainwright. He's proven people wrong countless times, but for that to be your first time singing in a stadium, not knowing all the quirks that come with that, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was impressive. Is there anybody anywhere complaining about the new rules when it comes to baseball? I love them. They're the best.
Man, I don't see anybody. I see some folks on Twitter who I think just like to complain about new rules in general, but I am not the biggest fan of Rob Manfred usually, but I think these things are working. I think they're effective. I love the fact that games are more action-packed. They're shorter, yes, but the real key is they have more action in them. And what do we know? The players are adjusting, and we knew that would happen. These are professional, elite athletes. They're not going to let themselves get called out on strikes or walk hitters on balls because they can't get the pitch there in time or can't get in and get ready to swing in time. They're adjusting. We're seeing more steals. It's another reason Contreras is hugely important for the Cardinals. On opening day, he was one of only 2 catchers to throw somebody out, and there was a record amount of stolen base attempts in recent years on opening day. So I think it looks good, and I don't mind seeing hits that should be hits become hits. I don't love the shift limitations, but I understand why they did it, and I think that a lot of fans like it.
Ben Frederickson, St. Louis Post-Dispatch columnist, contributor here at KTRS. We'll talk to you on Friday.
Sounds good, man. See you.
8:30, Big 550, KTRS.